Hey, hello, welcome. This is my tab system project that I worked on my own free time. It was built using React and Laravel. Um, and now I'm going to show you off. The purpose of it was to make a tab system for the campground that my parents have. Um, they have tabs where people pay like cash, and then they have like a money on they have money on their like tab account. So then when they come into the lodge to like get a treat or something, they don't have to carry cash with them. They can just take it right off their tab. So I kind of wanted to make that, except like an online version, so that like you didn't always have to use like pen and paper to keep track of it. You could use something that was online. So that was the purpose of it. So now I'm going to show you how it works, kind of. So first you need first I needed to set up a admin account. So the admin account right now is just Landon 1234, and then I can log in, and then as an admin you can register new people, so you can register their tabs. So if I want to register someone's tab, I can say their site number, so that's their campground site number, and then their name. I'll just pick Ted for their name, and then you have a password for them, so that they can use that password and their name to access their tab to see what they paid for and what they bought. In this case, I'll just do 1234 again and register them in. So now they're successfully registered, and then I can go back to tabs, and there's Ted, site number 3, and you can add a tab for him. So the name on his tab will be like Ted's tab, his starting balance, so this is how much he starts with on his account. So if he comes in and pays with $50, and then that gets added. And then there's Ted's tab here, site number 3, and then you can do more detail. And right now he has not bought anything, but let's say he comes into the campground and he wants to buy something. He can buy like a load of wood, so that would be just wood, and then the price of that is $7, and then the category of that is wood, and then you submit that, and then it gets added to this list, and it also subtracts from his cash on his balance. To add like these categories, and also you can add presets. You can go to categories and then like add a category name. So in this case I already added a bunch of these, so like there's a candy category, wood, boat launch, ice cream pop, bait, and ice. And then you can also add common items that are usually sold. So I added a few of these, like Skittles, which is sold a lot, or like boat launches and wood. Ice is sold a lot as well, so I could add ice, which is $2.25, and then it's ice, and submit that. And then now that I have that, I can go back to tabs, go back to more detail on his tab, and I can add I can say, oh, he bought ice, and then it autofills these fields in, and then I can submit that, and then it adds it in. And then let's say I accidentally added one, I can just go to it and then I can delete it with a refund, or I can just delete it outright, but I want to delete it with a refund because it was a mistake, and it just gets deleted. I can also select more than one by just clicking 2 of them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The dashboard, this needs a lot more work on it, but it's supposed to show like some of the stats of all the tabs. And obviously all these stats are handled by a backend, like doing computations. At least I believe so. So then if I log out and I log back in as Ted, Ted will only be able to see his tabs. So the one tab that he has is right here, and it has the wood and the ice on it, and he can't do anything else. He can't register anyone, he can't add more items, he can only see it and what his balance is. So yeah, it's some pretty cool functionality for this project. I was pretty happy with the functionality of it, but I don't know if we're actually going to ever use something like this at the campground. I just thought it was a fun project to work on. And his dashboard doesn't really have anything either, but it would have stats on it. Alright, so now let's get into the code. The code is right here. I'll start with the back end like I did with my Pokemon project. I'll start here with the routes. The routes have middleware. It has an auth middleware, and it also has an admin middleware. So the auth middleware is for logging in, right? And then the admin middleware is for if you're an admin or not. So Landon was an admin, so he got access to all of these routes right here. And then in the case of Ted, he only got access to these routes, right? When he was logged in. And if you're not logged in at all, then you have access to these routes. And that's it. You can only register and log in. And yeah. Register admin, that's for like just starting. You gotta register an admin somehow. I don't really know how to do it. So I just like go directly into the database and put in an admin. The database here, the migrations. So we have the users table, right? And has a boolean of if they're an admin or not, also their API token for logging in. And then we have the tabs table, so each user can have multiple tabs on their account. So this is a one-to-many relationship. And then each tab can have many items. So this is another one-to-many relationship. Each tab can have many items on it. So this is what the items look like. And each item can have one category. So there's categories right here, and then common items as well that get stored in the database for like autofilling those fields. So now I'll look at the controllers. Start with the user controller, able to log in, register, right? And register an admin at the start. The tab controller. In this case, I put pretty much everything in just the controllers. I didn't add like a service layer and repository layer. I just put it all in the controller, and the controllers got kind of bulky, but I think it works fine. So yeah, this is able to get all the tabs of a user, and then this shows one tab, and this is able to create a tab by storing it, and then you can destroy a tab. Lots of CRUD functionality in this one, being able to add and delete items, lots of stuff like that. Able to get the users tabs, show users tabs, show the users tabs items. So yeah, just like a bunch of layers in this. The item controller, able to get the items, show an item, store items, delete items with the refund, and then get all the total prices for some stats. Yeah, category and common items controller, kind of the same deal with them, able to do all the CRUD functionality. So yeah, that's about it for the back end. Now let's move on to the front end. Front end here, let's look at the package JSON first. Uses Yup and Formic for the login page, right? And then it uses emotion styled components and Chakra for styling. I like to use those. Uses Moment.js for the dates. So right here it has the date on it of when it was purchased. So today is Friday, September 4th. So September 4th is on here, and yeah, it keeps track of what time you bought this item at. So I used Moment for that. Used React Router DOM for routing, and React Query for fetching the data from the database. So yeah, that's one thing that I figured out on this project. So I used to not know that you could I used to not know that you could have more than one use query uh, in a file. So doing this project, I ran into some problems, and then I figured out that you could actually use more than one use query, which helped a lot. You just had to like name this stuff differently, and also to get the keys different. Yeah, it's kind of complicated with this stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of functionality that goes into this. Lots of API calls are made to update the data. So get the users, and the tabs, get tab ID, get user tabs. Basically, all the routes are getting hit from the front end to the back end and bringing back data, sending a bearer token as well. Also, the database here, the passwords are hashed. And I don't know if Laravel does that automatically, but they might. I can't remember, but yeah. And the tabs, select data. There's all the tabs that we have, text tab 40. And all the items that are in it are in a relationship with that. So the tab ID and then the category and then the actual item. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh yeah, and for this one I had to have like two different protected routes. So if I go into app, see there's the regular route, which anyone can go to. There's the protected route, which you can go to if you're logged in, and if you're not an admin. But there's this also protected admin route, which is you can only go to if you're an actual admin and you're logged in as well. So yeah. And then this one also uses a theme. Here's my theme. I have like these 3 colors, or these 15 colors that I used in the project. Also used style components, just like my couple other projects that I did. Style components are really neat. You can get the colors from the theme really easily and then put it into your styles. You're able to reuse these style components everywhere in your project. So in this case I have like this delete button style component and tab style card style component. Don't really do much on the CSS front, although I could, but style components are the new hot thing, I guess. I don't know, that's what I like to use right now. So alright, I think that's about it for this project. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.